Hi guys, I'm aurena.fohler. I'm a healer, I'm a psychic, I'm a multidimensional being. First of all, we have October, right? And it's weird. For weeks, I was planning to do this video. It's connected to war, the month of October, and you might have noticed that a lot of things are going like upside down within your families. Lots of weird circumstances, maybe accidents. A lot of energies are showing up. You don't even know what it means. I'm going to look here and there because I have my Facebook Arcturian group here and I have my YouTube channel Aurena International here. So I just want to make this video one time and then it reaches out to different kind of people, which is of course good. Okay, so most important is October is always a very special month, and I have noticed that for many years. I can see and read energies. I can talk, like I do medium work, but I don't do it in my healing session. I don't call in spirits to talk to them, the pastaways. I always help them to go home. When they are lost, they had an accident, they were in the wartime. So I always help them to go home because I feel that's most important. It's less important to bring them in and to talk to them because I don't feel it's right. I feel it's when someone is, how do you say, like lost someone in a tragic accident. And I always say it's not difficult for the person who leaves, it's difficult for the people who are left behind. So first of all, I would like to start with the month of October. The October is always, as you know, Halloween. That's why I'm all in black today. It's Halloween, we have Diwali, we have in Germany Allerheiligen. What does it actually mean? We have also in the Mexican culture, I don't know how it is called, but it's all at the same time all over the world. And it is about calling or talking to the ancestors in a good way. Lightning candles, Halloween, Allerheiligen, going to the graves and saying, you know what, here's the light, you can go home. Diwali, taking the candles, giving it to the river. It's all about showing the pastaways who are lost the way home. Okay, that's what it is, which is most important. You can Google that, you know. So I have noticed every time when we hit the month October that I'm born in Germany and I'm born in the area where Hitler was in prison in Landsberg. We had Dachau, the Konzentrationslager, I don't know how to say in English, concentration camp. So I'm surrounded by military bases in Germany. Right now I'm not there, I'm in Mexico. And I have noticed every time in October, there's so many spirits who want to go home. They want to go home. And they're just coming in thousands and millions of souls. And what I do is, and you can do the same, I have a YouTube channel, Aurena International. Go to the playlist, Healing Tools. Go to the video, how to send pastaways home. Like spirits who are still here, who are trapped. No, they're not bad, they just want to go home. They don't even know most of the times that they're dead. So what I do is I create light bridges between Earth, and then you can call their different names, astral realms, you can call it home, heaven. No one has to go to hell because the only way we create hell is that we have it in our mind. People are scared of dying, that is their own hell, right? Because they feel, oh, they have done a sin so they can't go home, but it's not like that. So that's why we are lighting candles, we help them, we tell them, you know what, I forgive you, I love you, please go home to the place where you belong. And I just create, it's just intention, create beautiful light tunnels, cylinders, which they can just, the angels come and like pick them up, or light bridges, so they can cross the bridge from earth to the astral realm. They can go from earth to heaven. So that's what I do, and it's most of the times like seriously thousands and millions of souls. And it always feels beautiful because it's such a release, because they really want to go home. Even in Sri Lanka, I had that when there was tsunami. I went to a place, I totally forgot about tsunami. And then in the night, I saw a little boy. I saw so many adults and all white people, not Sri Lankan. And the next day I was like, I didn't sleep much. I said, you know what, I couldn't sleep. I saw so many pastaways and spirits. I don't know why there were so many. And then sorry to interrupt, but is this a light or candle? That's a lamp, actually. It's a lamp behind me. Yes, the right in Japanese, the victims of tsunami are wandered lost. Yes, exactly. So in Sri Lanka, I saw them. The next day I went to the waiter and I said, okay, you know what, I saw so many dead people walking around here. What happened? And then he said, yeah, we had tsunami and so many surfers and families died. And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about it. It's not a big deal, but they definitely need help. And if you can help them when you see them, it's a good thing. Then help them. You don't have to talk to them, you know. The talking part is only for the people who really are left behind. But have you noticed the people who do mediumship? They're mostly very pale. They actually look like ghosts themselves. They're very fast and they're not grounded, because they're also between the earthly realm and the spiritual realm. Okay, so that's very important. Work from your heart. Just create the light bridges and create the cylinders, and ask the angels and the spirits of love and light and their guides and your guide to help them home. Okay, it's very easy. So I really would like to talk about the war, and of course October, and sending the spirits home which were trapped from the wartime or tsunami or any other circumstances, trauma because of a traffic, like a car crash or whatever. And I noticed that many of the people I know, and I notice that over so many of years, that in October many people just pass away. And no, it's not because it's a bad time, it's just the time is right, because we are having the light is shorter, right? And then the souls that decide they want to go, and that's totally okay, you know. I mean my dad passed away, my stepfather passed away, and I did palliative care. I was with them in their dying process. And when you look at the soul, when you feel the energy, it's such a blessing because it's all golden. But if you look at the body, which is pale, and you see it's called a triangle, yeah, they look like skeleton, but you don't look at that. You feel the energy and you feel that they're not suffering. It's totally normal that they don't eat, that they don't drink. It's absolutely normal. They're not suffering. They're fine. That's a part of the dying process. And people are so scared of death in Europe, which is ridiculous, because in all other countries it's a part of life. In Mexico, like, they have the skulls, and it's not black magic. They're writing the names of on the skull, and it's in a funny way, because that's a part of life, you know. We have a body, and the body keeps changing, but the spirit never dies, and that's free will. That's the secret. That's freedom, you know, knowing that we are always alive. Yeah, we are having a rebirth and we have different bodies, but our soul is always there. All right, it's endless. So I want to really focus on the war. I had a lady messaging me. She said, you know, she is in the Middle East. I think it was Iran. I'm not too sure. I'm sorry. I don't watch news. And then she said, you know what? I'm in war. It's terrible. My country's having war. What can I do? So I would just like to explain a couple of dynamics. I can talk about it because I have been in a war. My dad is born 1929. He came from the war, so I grew up in a village where people were totally traumatized from the war. I was in Sri Lanka when we had the war going on between the Sinhalese and the Tamil Tigers, and there was even a time I was paying the electricity bill, and 300 meters further down a bomb exploded. But no, I wasn't scared. The reason is because I know I will die anyways, and I will die when the time is come. And that's what it is. So every day, what I did from small age on, I swear, I was thinking, when I was very little, I was thinking, what things did I do to other people which I have hurt, and when did I lie? And I started to going up in my class. I went up to everyone I feel I have hurt, and I felt bad. I said, you know, I'm sorry about it. So that whenever I'm like, if I would leave now or tomorrow, I'm totally okay with it, because I live the life I want. I'm good with the people. I tell the people I love, and I tell the people I'm angry with, and I apologize for the things I have done which I feel was wrong. And that's important. You have to, don't hold back on your emotions. Don't hold back on something you feel. it was wrong, tell the people, you know what, I want to apologize. It's not about your ego, it's about your heart and you being free within yourself. That's when you can actually look at yourself and when you feel good in your body. So what happened is, first of all, the war energy in a country is most of the times, if you have noticed, it is in countries which they have very, when they go back in time, very high vibrational energies, like either very old ancient civilization knowledge, and the military just wants to demolish it, or they want to bring the energy down. But I'm always saying, the same time when they had the African people, they were doing voodoo, but on the other side they had slavery. But what they did with voodoo is, before they had the slavery, they were trapping the people and the spirits and the entities, and they made them their slaves in the voodoo practice. But then later on it manifests, it turns around, there's a balance, you know. They had the slavery. So I'm not saying this is bad, this is, you know, they're bad, they're good. No, it's about balance, and it's not just in African culture. We have that all over the world, in every culture. So if you have war in a country, you can for sure say, okay, there's a karmic imbalance, so that's why there's a karmic balance coming back. There's also a very high vibrational energy which wants to embrace and be awakened and being seen, right? That people, like, what happens when we have a war? People start having emotions. They lose someone. They connect more with themselves. Yes, they're traumatized, but at the same time they start helping each other. They come back to the values of life, of being human, you know, about being supportive. Those things are very important. And yes, unfortunately, most of the world, the humans need bad times to realize what the good times are, right? And after, and that's the same way in healing, you have to destroy that you can create something new. I'm not saying the military is right. I want to go into the military energy. Now, let's say in America and all over the world, people go to the military because, of course, why? They want to protect their family. They want to give and provide food for their family because they get money, they get an income from the government going to the military. If you're in the military in Germany, you make quite a lot of money. So people, young people, especially boys, they want to buy a beautiful car, you know, they want to have the luxury lifestyle. Yeah, they get to go to the military. They also think and believe, you know, they're doing something good because they're protecting the country. They also feel, because they have low self-esteem, and that is something which is behind the military energy, they want to feel a part of something bigger. They want to feel valued. They want to be appreciated. They want to be loved by other people, and they want the acknowledgement of other people. So when you're being a soldier, have you seen the advertisement? Have you seen on YouTube, like, oh, the soldiers coming home, surprising the family? What the fuck? It sucks. Kidding me? Why does a father have to go in the first place to war? And is it something special when he comes back to surprise his family? No, he should be with the family in the first place. And secondly, he should make money being in the own country. And third of all, there should be peace all over the world. How can we say this is something great when a soldier comes back to the family and surprises the family, or gets married and the woman is pregnant and they're having a baby? No, they're hyping that. It's a hype which is totally not authentic, and I feel totally wrong. It's not okay, because they're idolizing it, which is, I feel, totally wrong. Okay, so those soldiers are actually sacrificing their love, which is an old Catholic, religious, Buddhist, Hinduism. You find it in every, like the Muslims, the holy war, you find it in every culture, in every country. They're sacrificing their love, which they feel they should do, which they don't have to do. That's an old paradigm, an old pattern, which when you live in that country, there's a war. You heal that in yourself, heal that in your ancestral lineage, that you have to sacrifice yourself, or you don't have self-esteem. Increase your self-esteem, increase your self-love, that allow yourself to be the people you love. You don't have to leave them, they don't have to leave you. You can be complete and whole. That is something so important to heal the war energy. We die every night when we sleep. Yeah, in a way, I don't know. When I sleep and I have my dreams, I love it. it's not dying for me, it's going to actually having it all. What can we do as starseeds to change the violence in the world? I will come to that. Just I want to explain the dynamics of war, which I feel is really important. So war is always a distraction and a separation from the ego and the heart, right? Here's peace. Here is trying to understand lack of self-love, lack of self-esteem. It has to be a combination. Don't say the head is wrong and the mind is wrong. No, the mind is trying to protect you, but the heart needs to have the emotions and the allowance and the permission to feel it, and connecting it, that brings the throat, the speaking the truth, that is bringing it to the world. Okay, it has to be always in balance. So that's what happened in old Atlantis and old Lemuria. So the war comes from having leaking, in the end of the day, not food, not money, it's just love. Everyone, there's enough love for everyone, and if there's enough love and self-worth, we have enough food in the whole world. Because then we would dig deeper and would say, you know what, in Italy we have every year, and I'm not lying, this is the truth, you can Google it, we have tons of tomatoes on the street, having a tomato festival, throwing the tomatoes at people and just wasting the tomatoes, which you could have just flown into another country where people would need tomatoes. The same way in California, they're having an overlap of oranges, and to keep the market price on a certain level, they're just wasting the oranges. Do you guys know that? Do your research. Okay, that creates war because people are watching the news. I'm telling people, starseeds, everyone, don't watch the news. You have more peace in life. About COVID, would you know there's a COVID if you wouldn't watch the news? No, you wouldn't. Everything would be all right. Everything would be okay. So that is knowing that there's enough love, there's enough food, there's enough of everything everywhere. And that creates war because the people believe and feel, oh, there's a threat, there's fear, we have to protect our family. Maybe there is no threat. It's all in the mind, okay? So it's about society, it's about pattern, it's about religious and cultural belief, it's about being in denial and leaking instead of being in abundance. Abundance is in every one of us. You can create money because money is energy. The same way food, you can be in a place where there's so much food in abundance. Your neighbor can have so much of food and just share it with you. I have a beautiful garden in Germany, and I always pluck the fruits, and we would have so much, and I would just give, my mom would make the jam, I would pluck the berries, and I would give it to my friends. And it was just one bag. We had like, I don't know how much, and we couldn't even, like, not nearly finish that from a small garden. Guys, don't cut the trees in your garden. Nourish them, talk to the nature beings, and you can share it with almost the whole village. That's the secret. That's the magic in life. That one tree, I had one tree in my garden. It was a small one. It made 150 liters of apple juice. Do you know I can distribute it to like 20 families having a 10-liter apple juice? Oh, more than that, you know, seriously guys, it's one tiny apple tree can do that. So you need to do, if you live in a place of war, you need to do the trauma healing from your ancestor lineage. Tap into abundance. Look, what is missing? What did you leave behind that you felt like there is fear and there is a threat? There's no threat. You're your own threat. The only person who can hurt yourself is you, because you're creating your life. So those things are very important. You can, okay, now what can you do to create a beautiful, peace, loving environment around you? You, first of all, you shift your mindset. You know that you're protected, that you're safe. You create light around you and in you. You create peace in you. Where do you fight yourself? Where do you fight your head and your ego? And where do you fight yourself of being loved and not allowing yourself to be loved? Heal that. It's so important. Stop watching the medias, okay? If people are negative around you, tell them, hey, you know what? I want to talk about something nice, which is fun, which is loving and caring. Let's watch something nice. No horror movies, no more war movies. Watch something which is really helping you to uplift your spirit, okay? Something funny, something for your whole family, something, cartoons. I mean, Walt Disney has amazing cartoons, you know, awesome. Watch that. So Release curses and black magic. It's just a result of, again, leaking self-love and having fear. Step into trust. Trust the universe, trust Gaia, trust Father Heaven that they provide for you. Do the healing, do the shadow work. It's always about shadow work. What you see in the outside is what you have in the inside, okay? If you say, no, I have done all my work, no, you haven't, okay? So it's also about stuck in your DNA from the ancestral lineage. So just try to release that. And first of all, don't make the soldiers the heroes because they're in the war. It's nothing great about it. They're not heroes. They're actually victims of their own life and their own circumstances in their own country. I mean, a ruler of a country sending the soldiers to the war so they die, but they're being safe? No, that doesn't work like that. I mean, would you send your children to war that you're safe at home? No, you would like defend them and protect them, and that's what we should do. Everyone has a right of being happy, healthy, and having a peaceful life, but the peace starts within you and the abundance starts within you. All right. Okay, so you have a beautiful day. Good morning, good evening. Please do share those videos. Please like them. Thank you always for booking the sessions. Talk to you soon.